Hello, Steve Arts 89. Well, The View finally talked about Jimmy Kimmel, and they pointed out, or said, or claimed that they didn't talk about him because I think the Thursday and Friday shows were both filmed on a Thursday before the news came out, and I guess they didn't make a statement because they said they were waiting to see what Jimmy Kimmel said. And then they came on Monday and talked about it and were like, really, your fault, we weren't going to talk about that? And I'm like, but you didn't. Because even if you went on the air, you could have still made statements about it in general without throwing Jimmy under any buses. And I think it just hurt their credibility because it looked like they weren't talking because of the ABC, because it was their parent company. And I did a video talking about that, and I was just about to put it up last night, and then I stumbled across some Ed Gein documentaries which had his real voice, and I got really sucked into that, and I just watched Ed Gein documentaries all night because it was cold and rainy and miserable, and I thought, well, this is a perfect night for a plain field adventure. And I totally forgot about it, so I put it up this morning, and at that point the news that I already talked about it had broken. I'm like, well, my video is kind of pointless now because it's speculating why aren't they talking about this. But then I'm like, I'm just going to put a spin on the title and just say, did this hurt them? Because now that's the question. Did not talking about it, or appearing to not talk about it, hurt them as serious journalists? Because it looked like they just were being quiet about something bad that their parents did, basically. And their argument is, well, we filmed both together. I'm like, but if that's true, then if they filmed 2 episodes back to back, why was Whoopi not there? Because wasn't Whoopi not in that episode? Now I'm trying to remember. Because normally she's not there on Fridays. I'm like, well, if Whoopi can't be there on Fridays, why don't they film 2 shows on Friday? And apparently that's what, on Thursday, that's apparently what they did. And I'm like, does that mean we're going to have Whoopi all season because she's going to stay? Because I think the issue is she has to travel home or something to have the weekend to herself. That's sort of like her rule. So she's not there on Fridays or something. So have they gotten around that by putting her there on Thursdays and doing 2 episodes? I mean, when she's there on Thursdays? I don't know. But either way, they talked out about it. They had the usual sort of opinion that, this is censorship and it's wrong and it shouldn't be done because it hurts everyone. And even that vile human being, Charlie Kirk, would have, in theory, said they should have been able to say whatever hateful things they wanted to against him, if that's what they were. Not that they were saying hateful things, but other people have been saying hateful things. But saying you don't care about the guy and don't care and don't feel like the world's a worse off place isn't really saying anything bad. So, and a lot of people are saying that and getting cancelled, or getting cancelled for less than that. Just not saying, oh, he's a saint and oh, this is the worst thing ever, will get you cancelled. I'm too small to cancel, so I'm fine. But one of the good things about having no skin in this game, I can say whatever I want, put videos up, doing whatever I want, and I'm not big enough for anyone to care. So it's kind of cool in a way, but yeah, you don't get any money. But yeah, so, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad they talked about it, obviously, but I feel like they left it too long, and they could have explained, the ABC, was they were not filming on this day, so, basically we couldn't address it. They should have put a statement out explaining. Once the stories came out, it looked like, and people were running with it and just looked like they were not going to talk about it. It looked pretty outrageous and did look like such hypocrisy. And even though now they have addressed it, it just feels like after the fact they got criticised, and you can't really, once you have that sort of public view of something, it's really hard to undo it, even if it's totally wrong. So they should have got ahead of it and said something about, we didn't film on Friday, we'll talk about it Monday, and that would have stopped all the drama. But I think it's too late, and I'm wondering, a lot of people are saying they're not watching the show. A lot of people are talking about boycotting ABC in general. Oh, by the way, Jimmy Kimmel's going to be back tomorrow. Forgot to mention that. So he's coming back, because obviously they put him on pause, they didn't know what to do, and then they realised, well, not that. So he's back. And he should be, because he didn't do anything wrong. All he said was basically true, that this guy was, they just were trying to hide from the fact that he was MAGA. And he was before, don't know what he is now, because obviously you go shooting MAGA people, you probably aren't a MAGA person, or probably don't support MAGA even if you did. So there's that, but he didn't really do anything wrong just by saying that, but yet, they have the Trump wood chipper, in place to throw people through, so yeah. But either way, The View did comment on it. Apparently they have an excuse for not commenting on it on the show, but they don't have any excuse for not commenting on it on social media or addressing why they haven't commented on it on social media. So I don't know if this is going to hurt them, the perception. But then again, maybe, I don't know, do was what they said true? I have no idea. So I'm thinking, like I said, if they film 2 shows on Thursdays, then why isn't Whoopi on every show? Because hasn't she still been missing from the Friday shows? I'm trying to think back. Have we had an episode without Whoopi yet? I can't remember. But yeah, probably should have checked that. But obviously I just thought about it now. But I'm gonna go. It's 5 minutes. I could talk forever. That's why I try and keep my videos to 5 minutes, because it's a nice number, I feel. That's usually what I want when I click on a video, at least 5 minutes. Otherwise this is not worth clicking on, because you're just going to click on something else in a minute. But I've just gone off on a total tangent. But I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of the View's handling of the Jimmy Kimmel controversy.